Hi everyone, now I've been tying some of these flies here. It's not the fly I'm going to tie, but I've been using, as you can see in the tail, these are like a usual, just a version of the usual, and a great fly, great pattern. But when I was tying that, I was starting to tidy up, and I had still some of the, this is Z.lon dyed, it's a light cinnamon and brown, just a light brown, and I had brushed it together, and it's a great colour for Caddis Pupa. Now I'm going to show you the pattern here. This is the fly I've been tying. This is tied with the remains, obviously. This gives the impression of the shuck, trailing shuck, or the shuck itself, or the pupa as it's hatching. It's a very good pattern for fishing close to the surface. So I'm going to show you how to tie it. Now, first thing you've got to do is just basically form the body of the fly. Now, you may have to have 2 or 3 goes, but what I've done, as I say, is a strand of each. I've just brushed it together. Now, parapost, ultra dry yarn. There's a few fibres you could use. Z.lon, as I say, have a mess around. Try and see which one's the best. I like one that's crinkly. But anyway, what you do is just quickly melt it. Just get it some sort of shape. And then just roll it together, and that gives you a nice taper. If you do miss the odd one, you can slide the fibre out. I usually hold the end and slide back the ones I've missed, and that gives you a nice body. There's one here I've missed, so you just pull it back. So we'll use that for body, this one. Now, hook choice, up to yourself. I'm using, it's a fully mill hook. It's a size 14 Czech Nymph. It's this one here. It's the F5060, which is a sort of medium wire hook. There's a heavier one to do, so if you want it a wee bit closer to the surface, I'd probably recommend this one. So I'm going to tie it on. Now, that's a great fly. This pattern's good fished off, especially in a dry dropper. It's a very good pattern because you can fish it very close, using the dry to control its depth, and fishing into corners. It can be really deadly. Colour wise, there's quite a few. I mean, obviously cinnamon brown type colours are ideal for a caddis, being it grey and so on. Now I'm using a brown thread. The fly is reasonably easy to tie. I'm using a dark brown, as you can see, Uni 80. Just wax the thread. Now I'm going to put eyes on it. I'm just going to use a bright nylon I have. This 30 pound nylon. I've had it for a long time. It's a kind of reddy orange colour, kind of fibre optic like. You can see that how it lights up at the end. Now I'm going to take off about maybe 5mm or so, 5 to 6mm. You sell a pair of tape. These are tweezers, pointed tweezers, and I don't want it too big eyes. I'm making small dumbbell eyes, a wee bit too much, so I'm going to take some of this off. So just trim it at the end, straighten it up, and then get a lighter. Just come in, let it burn up towards the side, turn it round, do the other side. Again, just allow it to cool down. You'll see it change in colour, it gets a wee bit lighter. That's it. Get a wee blow to help it cool down. Then all I do is just catch it on with a turn, the thread, try and keep it on top, and then figure 8 through. So just hold it, do a figure 8. It's just the same way you do a dumbbell eyes. So you're a bit just short of a head length away from the eye. Just figure 8 through. And there we are. They're ideal. Then when we tie our body on, which is formed using the lighter, so we've got it here. I usually like to hold the very end and just pull it. The length, well, it's up to the size of the caddis you're tying. You're looking around about the length of the hook. So just pull it, hold it. So we catch it on the top, nice and tight, 3 or 4 turns. can trim this away. Just a wee quick look, see what it's like before I trim away. That looks not too bad. That will give them a good impression of the body. Trim that away. Just relax my thread here, and then we can tidy up. If you want to add in a bit of colour, a bit of segments in the body, we can do that using a brown marker pen. This is just a permanent marker, so just pull it tight. A couple of mil or so apart. There you go. Gives you nice marks. You don't have to do that, but it looks great. For the thorax cover and the legs, I'm going to use pheasant tail. This is just an actual brown pheasant tail. Now I'm using the shorter fibres down the base here because I want to form the legs with them. But I'll use, as I say, this is the thorax cover and even the head. So feel 90 degrees, and don't be shy with the number, a good dozen or more. Tear it away. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tie it forward. So you want the legs to be shorter than the body. Tie it forward. 2 or 3 turns. You want to tie it on the top. And then we're going to split it in half, the fibre. Make sure there's an even split. Another one or so. I'll just show you in a second. So we've got it basically split, but when we bring over this for the thorax cover, we can actually help separate it. So when we're happy, we can just slightly draw these back with the thread turns. There we are. So dubbing, I'm just going to use this one. Lots of dubbings you could use. This is a Euro Nymph flash dub. It's from Full Mill, the brown gold. So I'm going to lightly dub this on. And what I'm going to do is take my thread up to the eyes. I'm going to work back on myself. Just build it up. Just a tiny bit more. Trying a bit more just to head back. You want to just bring a thread, draw anything going forward, so there's no dubbing in front of the eyes, it's all behind it. A couple of fibres here are being stubborn. Just use the thread turn to hold it. Just going to wax my thread. I can bring this over, so what we'll do is thorax cover, just bring it over, right towards, over the eyes, and tie it in front. Just a couple of turns. Horns, I'm going to use, it's up to yourself where you do horns, but I'm going to put some bronze mallard fibres too. Just bring them 90 degrees out from the stem, should line them up. I'm just going to encourage them apart here. So we tied 2 on, so we just want them slightly longer on the body. Just put your finger right on top, just catch them in front of the eyes. Now as we come to the back, we just encourage them to separate. We turn at the back of the eyes. You can see that. There we are. Then we can bring over the waist of the bronze mallard, and then bring over the pheasant tail between the eyes. We're going to tie off behind. A couple of fibres here. While it's there, I'm going to hold it tight, don't let it go. Just going to brush the varnish on a centimetre from the eye, and then we're going to whip finish behind the eyes, tighten up, trim away, watch you don't cut your horns. Now you could leave this a wee bit longer, but I'm going to cut it short, and then we can curl the horns in. Just curl this one down. Now the legs, what we can do with the legs is just lightly bring them towards the front, just to sort of put some shape into them. We can bring out some of the dubbing if we want. Just watch your stuff. Let's watch. Lightly do it. Because you want this fly to be, this pupa to be rough. It's a hatching caddis. It's a nice wee fly. It's very light. It sits nice in the water. It sits really up. And you want to be fishing this. I like to fish it off a dry dropper so I can keep it close. If you're going to fish it with a couple of other flies, put it obviously in the top dropper. Nice wee pattern. So there we are. It's basically, call it what you want. It's a wee kind of detached body Caddis Pupa using a yarn. As I say, there's a few yarns out there you could use that will work. And just be careful when you're sort of using the lighter at the end of the body. So there we are, plenty of light going through it, looks great. So I hope you enjoyed that, and again, thanks for watching.